Hi there, this is Kathy Crow here at the Crow Cottage, a little stuffy from my cold that I'm still suffering with, but I'm doing better, thank you. Sure, many of you have one too. This is the season, but today it is beautiful outside, and I actually went on a bike ride. I've been saying we've probably had 2 nice days to do that since December, and it's winter and all, but I just hadn't done it because I was always sick, it seemed like, when the one really good day came. And so today I actually felt good enough to do it. Oh, it was so nice. So I hope you're having good weather where you are, because it really lifts my spirit. It's kind of sad that I'm so weather oriented, and I have been for a long time. I think it was really cemented when I was a paraeducator for several years with the little kids out on the playground. I loved that part of my job because I like to be outside. But anyhow, today I am not doing the cards you see this week that use the Endless Love dies. Now, these dies are really fabulous. I liked them so much that I decided, even though I knew I probably wouldn't use it for a big sales pitch necessarily for you, because I didn't buy the stamps that went with it. But that's because I had my old heartfelt one. I really love this one. This is probably one of my favorite Stampin' Up sets. And the dies, the hearts kind of match the shape of these hearts really well. So I was able to actually use some of those, because I was a little disappointed when I bought this set to discover that this solid heart die right here does not really go outside of that lovely swirl one. Now, the swirl one's really cute, and the way I have it on my card is it's on a background, and I've got it placed on this big one. This big one is really nice, the dotted. I like that a lot. But I mainly bought this because this is a stitched heart die, and it has a little tag. And there's there's another little tag, and it has the arrows. I love those arrows, and I don't have a whole lot of those. I think I might have one in some other die set, but I never see it because I don't even get it out. And then all the little XOs for hugs and kisses. There's a bunch of them. So and the little heart border. I mean, the stacked heart one, it punches out all these wonderful little hearts. The little XO even punches out a little heart in the middle of the O. It's so cute. You gotta get these dies if they're still available, because it's so close to Valentine's Day. It might not be, I'm so sorry. But if it's gone already, then just wait on the last chance list. Maybe it'll show up. Not everything does. Sometimes things all kind of disappear enough that they don't go to last chance. So don't count on that, It doesn't always work out for you when you do. So I made sure I got this before any question of it happened, because I did really enjoy working with it. But that I'm just telling you all of that basically to tell you that I use the actual die for this to pencil it in and then cut a shape that was the same size as this die, the outline of it, to put behind the swirl one. So I could get the swirls to be a real vivid red on a black heart. All right, so that's enough heart talk today, because, you know what I did? No, I didn't do that. I thought for a minute I didn't even get out my stuff, but I did. So we're doing Unbridled Beauty today. I really like this one. I made myself wait to get to it because it's probably one of my favorite sets that was from the new, I think, online items. I don't know. I don't keep track of online versus catalog anymore. This is probably a good thing. It's kind of teaching us to get off of the catalog so much. I don't like looking at things on my computer or phone as much as in a paper catalog. I'm just like many of you. I don't like that, but it's up to date online, and a catalog will never be. And I've adjusted to it. So I never look at my catalog anymore. I don't even need them. I just go to the online site, and when things open up, I buy it fast because it does go away. And I did check today, Unbridled Beauty is still available, so you should get it. It's very cute. You're going to really like to see what I'm doing with it today, I think. I hope it's helpful for you. Oops. What did it do? It didn't do what I want. I want no products. Stampin' Up. Or no, not Stamp. I can't blame them on that one. This is a Facebook issue. Like, why? Facebook, why do you do stuff like that to me? They like to get you to click on things, and I'm so sick and tired of that. Like, if I wanted to, how many times you put things on does not in any way influence me. I mean, in any way, because now I'm sure many of you are like me. I'm resistant to it. I'm so sick of the way things are marketed that it doesn't really matter how they change things up to make me, oh, come on. Now, this time it's not their fault. This is me. I have to refresh my page, because I probably put it up before I actually hit the go button on the video. Oh, I forgot my sound is way up because I was listening to a meeting. And there I am, blah, blah. Okay, now I can see my page. And I do get tired of hearing me whine too, just as much as you do. I can still hear my voice. Here, I have to do more of an adjustment here because I actually don't want to hear any of my voice. There we go. I usually listen to or scroll through Facebook feeds with the sound off because, you know, I'm doing it when Jeff and I are watching TV, and I don't want the sound to be glaring and, or, you know, loud when we're actually listening to things. So anyhow, all right, so that looks good. Now before I even forget about it, I'm gonna mention, I'll probably mention it 2 times because I'll mention it again when I actually use it. That is our new stamp positioner that took the place of a so-called last time product that I'm not going to mention even though I still love it. I do have the old thing that I may use. I don't know because I actually really prefer this one, and I was pleasantly surprised by that. So this is an item that's going to be fairly expensive once this offer is off. So if you are not a demonstrator yet, please join. This is the time to do it. You will get whatever the amount is listed online or in the catalog. I don't even know. I won't say because I just don't know. But, you know, you get 100 and something, I don't know, something dollars, 100 and, you know, over $100 worth of product for $99 and free shipping. Okay, that's great. You get a free paper pumpkin kit. You get other stuff I don't remember, but mainly you get this for free, which is really cool. I don't know how much it is right now. It's not for sale right now, but I mean to us demos. I don't remember how much I paid for it, but I really like it. And here is the reason. My old one could not be stamped at all by where its hinge was. I don't know if you had the old one or if you have other ones from other companies that do it, but there's usually a hinge somewhere. In our old one, we had 2 hinges, which I loved because I could do different plates and do all kinds of things. But I couldn't stamp by the hinge. And it also did not allow me to have an even stamped surface. Now this one rests on little springs. Okay, I've got it backwards here. This rests on the little springs, and then the little feet rest on this. And these are the little magnets that come on the back side of the tool. Okay, it'll just flip right there. It's not, and they stay. I just don't have them there because I have them set inside so that I can see them. I'll forget them there. And you just slide your paper, you know, in here anywhere you want. Now, preferably, I guess you can use this little corner and slide it in there. That way you'll always know exactly where you've had it. There's a little indentation to show the corner of your card. You can do it that way. If you prefer, you can use the grid paper that comes with it. I will be using the grid paper. I I prefer it because, for one thing, I stamp off of the product. I guess I don't need that. Enough that I would be messing up my board if I didn't use the paper. So I will be using it, and you can push that right there. It actually has little hole punches that will fit right over this, which is pretty nice because the background paper is not going to shift around so much. And then if you don't like this corner position, you can use the grid lines to position this however you want. Now, I would be shoving it up against these just to help keep me more secure about exactly where it was. But if you're not as concerned, you can use your grid marks and you know, and use it that way. And then you can put your magnets however you like, where your stamp image is not going to be. And then when you push down, I've tested it. It works great with both the photopolymer and with our cling stamps. You get even, very even pressure over the whole image. And then if you've got a multi-step stamp where you've got, let's say I just stamped a flower outline, and now I peel that off and clean it and then put the filler color. I don't have to move this at all. I just set this right down and presso, and it will fill it perfectly. Of course, I would have to know exactly where on this grid I'm placing those items to get it placed exactly correct. Or the other option is this is how I would do it. I would, after stamping my outline, I would put my color stamp where I wanted it on this image, and then I would push this plate down. It would grab the stamp and pick it up and ink it, and then it would be going right exactly where I want it. Now, I don't know that I'm going to use this today, but I'm just showing it to you so you can get excited about using it. Now, I am going to use those, but it also has this little tiny plate, which I still have not figured out why I would need it. It fits, where does it fit? It just is a positioner, like over the top. So if you've got, I know there's little holes or something that fit, because I remember figuring this out before. So it fits on these little holes. Okay. So I don't know. I guess theoretically, if I had I could position two different. Excuse me. I do still have a cold, so you'll have to bear with me. I might even grab a throat lozenge here. Oh, that's not going to work. I'm going to have issues. I'll just shut up. Sorry. Yeah, I got to get water. I am having a major cough attack and sneezing attack that I'm trying to get tamped down. That doesn't work very well when you're actually sick. So I would put the flower one on here if it would fit. The filler color, you know. And then you could position it anyway. So, and you get the idea. Get this. It's cool. It's really good. You're going to like it and all of that. Now, we're going to move on. I don't know if I'm even going to use this today, but I made a new spot in my cabinet behind me so that I can use it. Now, here's my cards today. I wanted to show you what I used because mostly I used all of this, but I did not use the cute. I'm going to use this set again. I really liked it. It was really cool. I'm going to use that barn a lot. I got this set not only because I liked the horse a lot, but it has really nice background ones. These are nice background trees. This is a great sized little tiny wood fence. These are really nice background horses. The cute little horseshoe. And the barn, which is like an old, almost falling down. The roof is caving just almost a little right in this. I love that. Okay, it fits the kind of cards I do. So today I'm going to make this one just because it's the simplest. Is this the one I'm doing? No, it is not. This is the one I'm using because I want to show you how I did it, mainly just to encourage. This one doesn't have dies? You've got to be kidding me. I can see that I fussy cut this. So this one is just the stamp set, and I'm sorry for that. But other than that, it's really good. I'll show you as I'm going what stamps I used for these extra things. The little saddle, the little rope. Oh, so cute. Actually, this is not the same horseshoe. I used a slightly larger one from this set that is there. And here I used the fence and the horse. I just stamped. This is an effect that you can easily get because they're photopolymer. So you can see through it. And you can easily stamp your fence however long you want it. And you can put as many horses as you want on it. That one's an extra. And this one is an extra too. But the other reason I really liked this set was because this horse matches that one really well. It's not a different kind of horse. Why don't I have that horse? I can't believe I didn't get you out. Let me find you. I've been doing all kinds of things too. So wow, I hope I can find my horse easily enough because what I've been doing is cataloging my stamp sentiments so that when I want to find a sentiment that I can't see, I can find it. Is it called Let It Ride? Or I thought it was Let It Ride. And I can't believe I don't have it sitting out with this stuff because I thought I did. Let me just check with some other stamp piles that I have laying around the house here. Oh my goodness, I don't see it, and I know I have it. Ah, is that it? Nope, that's not it. Wow. I am so sorry. I thought I was going to be able to do that one, but I kind of need the other stamp set to complete that one. And I'm not finding it. Oh my goodness. Can you believe it? This is ridiculous. What could I have done with it? Oh my goodness. Wow. All right. We're going to have to change it up then because I am going to do it, but I'm not sure how. I'll have to get this other horse one out, and we'll see what we can do. And this is just so funny. I've got several things. Oh, here's this one. I suppose I can use this one. This would be a good one for a girl. I can use this one. We'll see. I'm still hopeful I'll find that stamp set over here that I probably was using. Oh, I know where it is. What an idiot. I was going to leave a little sparkle because I could take off the unicorn but it's super cute and all of that, but I forgot. The reason I'm calling myself an idiot is because I am. Because why I couldn't find it is it's just on the back side of this. Yes, it is called Let It Ride. I'm taking all of my stamp sets that are brand new that coordinate really well with an old one and putting them in my case so that I can find them. And I just titled it Unbridled Beauty. I shrunk up the images on other ones and glued them over the sentiments because I can't read those sentiments anyway. So I'm just gluing the images on the top of those here so I can see on the side what the extra stamp set I have in here is. So this is the horse that I'm going to use, and I do kind of like this new version of this because you just see his little face better, and there's more of his body showing too, because this was actually a little hard to use unless you were doing a pretty small little circle. I much prefer this profile. All right. So, but I'm not going to do this one. This is a Bible verse that I happen to have that I've hunted for because I just really like this one. So these are things. Now that one is a non-Stampin' Up one, I believe. It is. I don't have Ecclesiastes. They have, Stampin' Up has done a lot of Proverbs and Psalms. And last year, or maybe even it's still in the catalog this year, there's one with Thessalonians, First Thessalonians. There's also, some Matthew and Luke and that sort of thing for Christmas. But that one, I don't believe that one's not. But good things are worth waiting for goes really well with this Bible verse. And that is from Enjoy the Moment. Okay. This Take Life by the Reins is actually from this stamp set. But the birthday wishes to the leader of the pack. Well, look at you. One Wild Ride has got that. So this one is a really good old stamp set that can go with this new stamp set. I'm lucky to have a friend like you. Well, here you go. It's from Love What You Do. I'm lucky to have a friend like you, and then you can use your lucky horseshoe. I wanted to use the rope, so I just put the horseshoes in the background. For this one, I actually did use some of the background stamps, I think, for my ground to kind of help me out. And there's a bunch of little grasses, too, that I used there. And then I just drew in a few extras. I really don't care, or I really don't feel like going for a ride today, said no one ever. I had to fill that in because the actual stamp from here says, I really don't feel like going for a ride today, said no motorcycle rider ever. But that's partly why I decided, you know what, I know I have the word no one on a stamp sets here somewhere, but I can't find it, and I'm not part of a website that brings that up if you type in the word, because there is one, but you have to join it, I believe, to use it. It used to be free, but it's not anymore. This one would be really good, and I don't know that I used it because I'm not seeing it. Maybe I'll use it today because I thought this one would be really good too. I'm not sure why. Maybe I just liked the trees. I don't know. I get things out and think I'm going to use them and then don't. But anyhow, that's all the stamps I used, and I hope you got some good information from that if you're trying to copy any of these cards. But today I'm going to do this one so that you can see how I did this background. And I am using Thoughtful Expressions dies. Those are also retired dies. And there's, Spotlight on Nature. There's other rectangle ones. I don't know. There was something that was on sale too, but I think it went already. So I guess I'm not using Crumb Cake. I thought I was going to use Crumb Cake. This is Early Espresso, and I'm going to use Very Vanilla for that background. I'll put my Crumb Cake away, and did I use Basic Beige? It's possible, but I don't think so. I'm thinking that looks like Very Vanilla. So I'm going to grab Very Vanilla out and put my Basic Beige back. I've been trying to get it out and use it a bit more because I just don't a lot. Now let's see, what else did I need to tell you? To get the background for this, did I double stamp it? No, I didn't. It has the layered ones in it. And I used the same ones we're using here and there. I did a scallop circle for that one just to get a minimal background. And for this one, though, I did have to double it up. So the background was the biggest die, here for the actual stamp set. So I had plenty of room to fussy cut and stick my horse on there. But what I did is I just cut two espresso pieces from this largest die and cut one horizontally and cut one in half and then glued them to the back of that label so that it was big enough. And I guess if I'm doing that card, you'll be able to see how I did that. Let's get going. One other thing I need to tell you before I forget, because I will for sure if I don't, is that there's a craft class coming up. Did you know there's a craft class coming up? I'm going to need to buy some more Very Vanilla. Oh no, that's basic white. I just been... I've been using 2 packages. Good, because I was afraid I was almost out of my Very Vanilla. Now let's get this out and see if I really... Maybe I used white and the ink I used just went on it. Let's see. No, it is Very Vanilla. Okay, very good. So I've got my... this is a white cardstock. So I'm just making the front, and that's usually how I do cards. And the reason I do is then before I glue it onto the base card, which will be 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4, then if I'm going to do, especially like today, I've got like this super thick cording that was available a while ago. I wanted that on there to look like rope, you know. And I like to make the front alone. Then before I glue it on, I can decide if I want ribbons. If I figure things out too far in advance, sometimes I change my mind and then I've already messed things up and can't do it. So if I just make the front, I'm usually in better shape. So I'm going to get my cutter out and cut these up so that I can be using them and using what's left over too. So I just almost always, when I'm cutting things, I just start right off by cutting it in half like this at 5 1/2, and sometimes I turn it and do it at 4 1/4, but usually I just do it like this. And then I'm going to have some extra pieces to use, and I put those behind me in my little container, and I'll be all ready because I probably only need to use one. Okay? And I've got my extras right there. And then that one then is 5 1/2. We're going to actually cut that, so I don't need to worry about this. This is going to be the, this will be this part. So I'm going to start it out at 5 1/2 and cut it up because mostly Very Vanilla, I mostly use the same as I use my basic white. I use it to stamp images that I'm going to be coloring or painting anyway, so I want to start with a kind of a yellowed card base because it's just easier for me. But one of them, and we might as well take this slightly wrinkled one that I managed to wrinkle somehow. I am going to cut it the size it's going to be. No, I better not, because sometimes I need to adjust it, especially this one's pretty directional. It's not such a random embossing, it's directional, and I might have it slightly crooked in the folder, or it might shift as I'm doing it, in which case I'll want to fix that problem, because I want the ropes to be pretty straight across. So I'll leave it and then trim it afterwards, okay? Sounds good. All right, and that horse actually almost could be Very Vanilla, but I wouldn't do it that way, just because it's hard sometimes to get where its little nose is, and I want it to be really, really white. It's not going to be if I used Very Vanilla, so I'm not going to do that. I am getting out my other embossing plates, and I'm not sure which ones I'm going to use. The rope I'm using is a retired Twisted Rope 3D. Love this one. It's really good, but to do it, did I do it with the... I did. I inked up my folder. I was looking to see, how did you do it? Did you actually ink it up? Yes, I did. So to ink it up and run it through, it's much faster, but you have to do the debossed side, not the embossed side. So I am gonna just check that. Let me see here. So this is the part that will be or won't be. This is the part that will be. I don't know. I'm a little confused. I think I'm inking up the back. Oh yeah, but then when I turn it over, you see it'll be debossed. Anyhow, or do I do this side? If I do this side, the part I ink up is going to mainly be the ridges, and I want the ridges to be white. All right, well, while I'm thinking about that, I'm gonna, if I have to do it over again, it's not a big deal. I'm gonna use pecan pie. I don't do this all that often because I don't like mess. But you just take your ink pad, you decide which side you want. In my case, I'm wanting this side. And we're gonna ink this up really good. And you can see when you've inked it if it's good enough, and you can also see if you're inking the right side, because that's what I was talking to myself about there, is which side do I do? Okay, so this is going to leave the little ridges of this twisted rope white, or in my case, very vanilla, since that's the color I'm doing. Now I need to act fairly quick, so we'll get my cardstock in here, trying to get it nice and straight. It's not perfect though, I can see that already. And then I'm gonna put it in the cut and emboss, and then we'll run that through. This is kind of a thicker one, I mean a thinner one. Of the thick ones, it's kind of thin. Oh good, it's gonna work though. Sometimes I have to get a different plate to make that work. All right, so we're gonna see if it did it. Yes, perfect. All right, that's exactly what I want. But because I want it to be a little rough looking, I am gonna take a tissue, or in my case, I'll take a paper towel because I don't see a tissue handy, and I'm gonna just kind of smudge it up a little. Okay, and if it doesn't smudge enough, then I can just take my little folder that I haven't washed yet and get some of that ink off and smudge it. Okay, then that's giving me kind of the color I want. It's a little darker than this one because I did that, but I figured I might as well. Now I'm going to rinse this off really quick because I don't want it to get all bad. And it rinses and cleans real easy if you do it quick. And I also am probably going to have to get another drink of water since I feel another coughing fit coming on. I didn't even think about this one today when I started. This is going to be, I'm pretty quiet, so now I can see why my husband coughs all the time when he gets a cold, because he talks all the time. He's never quiet. I'm the one that's quiet, although he would not say that. He would tell you the opposite. He would say, I'm the one that talks all the time. He's so wrong. That's all right. I don't care. He can be wrong. Not a big deal. But yes, I didn't even think about coughing when I'm talking because I just never do talk, hardly at all. All right, now, only when he doesn't want to hear me. I do talk all the time about whatever it is he doesn't want to hear me. Now, let's see if it's straight enough. It actually is pretty good. It's a little crooked, but not bad. So I'm going to leave it at that and see if there's a side I want to remove, and I don't. It's all good. So I'm going to cut that 4 inches by 5 1/4. Either side's pretty good. And then this is going to go right on top of the early espresso piece. It's already cut at 5 1/2 by 1 1/4. Okay, so my glue, yes, there you are. You'll need to use glue, good glue. Anytime you emboss something, kind of raises it. There's all these, it's not a smooth surface. So if you have a non-smooth surface, you can't use a glue that's not really strong because it just won't adhere well enough. All right, so we'll get a good glue going on there. It's a little crooked, but it's all right. I'll live with that. And then we will do the horse. And I guess I can go ahead and stamp. You know what I can do? Why not? I'll show you how to do, instead of fussy cutting the horse, I'll show you how you can avoid even doing that. I didn't think about it when I was making this because I kind of stamped and then colored those horses all at one go. And so by the time I was creating this card, I didn't think about it, but there's a way you can avoid doing that. All right, so we've got our Unbridled Beauty. I have a saddle on here because I wanted to use this twisted rope, and I wanted to put the rope from my stamps. So these are the old wood stamps I got out. These are old Stampin' Up stamps. I'm not sure how many were in there, but these are the ones I have left of that set. It's Happy Trails. That might have been the name of it. Here's a little handkerchief. There's the rope. There's the little cowboy boot. Oh, that's good. There's the little saddle. Where's the horseshoe? The horseshoe is the one that I kind of need the most. And I don't see it, so it's disappeared. It's little one's got a horseshoe. I'll find it eventually. So these are what I use, but you don't have to use these fancy things if you don't have them. You could just use your little barn or something like that. I'm going to turn it over and see if there's anything good here. No, there's really not. So I'm going to go ahead and use my saddle. Kind of liked it, or I could use the rope. And the horseshoe. That is funny that I don't have my horseshoe. I wonder if I've got it over on the piano. I know it's got to be here somewhere. It's probably on the floor. Wow, that is odd. I have rearranged things, so who knows. Let's go ahead and just do this so that you know what the heck I'm going to talk about on it. Yeah, we'll use the saddle. Now, my image is going to have to be like this. So I want to make sure that my saddle is being placed where I can still stamp this horse next to it and get it to fit the way I want it to on this with this die. So I'm going to have it like that. And where is my black ink pad? There you are. Okay. Now, if you are interested in getting that stamp positioner and you want to join our team, I would love to have you. We do offer things on our team that other teams might not have. Some do, but not all of them do. And unless you know for sure that they do, I'm just saying, this is a good one to do. If you already have a friend who is a Stampin' Up demonstrator, please join her team. She will very much appreciate it. All right, now I'm gonna, oh, look at you. I already had this all in here ready to go. Look at you. I got that ready to go and that ready to go. And let's see what else I've got going here. Nothing. Oh, this is my little mask for that other one. Let's try to keep these guys together here. Okay, and that's the old one, and I actually want the new one. So here's our new silhouette. Okay, so we'll stick you on here and stamp the new horse. And I kind of need to make sure that it's in the position that I want it to be, right about here. Isn't that a nice horse? So cute. You wouldn't have to do all of the coloring to get that to look good. Another thing about it is I was looking to see what other embossing folders have we got. I didn't really see one in the new lists, but that it doesn't mean there isn't one there. I just didn't see it. But our old cable knit would look really good, kind of like a rope. Let's see if my die's gonna work here. I think before I do anything much else, I'm gonna make sure this works. Okay, so here, oh yeah, it's going to work good. And I can have it up here. I can have it like this. My horse, it's a little off center, which is fine. I'm not going to do the same sentiment, I guess, anyway. Let's see what we've got with this set. We've got thanks for being a true friend. We've got from the heart. It's about the journey. Nice or sweet memories. Happy day. That's not bad. We've got our little horseshoe. So we can put that in there too. Let's do, oops. Let's do a little horseshoe. If we put the little horseshoe here, then that'll leave just enough room for a little happy day right there. So I think that's what I'll do. It has nice sentiments that aren't, you know, related necessarily to any holiday or anything. Oh, that's black. I don't necessarily want it to be black. We'll do a stamped off version here on the corner. Yeah, we'll stamp it one time. Let's do it this angle right here. And then we'll get it a nice gray instead of black. And then we'll just do our sentiment in, I think we'll do our sentiment in early espresso. Since that's our basic hard color for the background. So the craft class next week will be really fun for those of you who have registered already. I suppose it's possible you might be able to still register for it. I am not really sure, but I would encourage you to do it if you enjoy stamping with people, because you can do that. And if you'd already registered, you would have been able to get some stuff probably that you might want with it, but not necessarily. Now let's look at Happy Day. Very cute. That'll work out really well. And I could still use my little block. And we need early espresso for you. Right about there. Okay, perfect. Now we're ready to do the die cut, and that's actually the way I did it. I could probably just die cut it without anything fancy, but it is kind of nice to have the horse coming off of the label. And it's just kind of fun. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it anyway. I'm gonna use this big one. That's the rectangle that we'll get rid of those. Born to Ride, I might actually use you. We'll see. It looks like I fussy cut that. Anything I've gone to the work of fussy cutting, I usually keep it around so I can use it later, even if I changed my mind and didn't need it at the moment. Okay, so I'll get you here. And if you are going to do a double cut at all and cut something off of your, this isn't the right one. You must have fallen off. Okay, we'll do it like this. So my horse can kind of be coming off of the, of this label. So that means I don't want to cut this area at all, because I want my little horse to be kind of jumping off the card a little bit. It doesn't have to a lot, but just a little. And I'm trying to see exactly in this label how I want it positioned. All right, I actually should have made my saddle up here a bit more, but that's okay. I'm going to turn this over now so I can see how that's going to work. As all this needs to be cut, but not here. So that means I'm going to shift this. I want the part that's not going to get cut on this bottom, so that it'll be super easy for me to stop cutting where I need to. Okay, I could do the saddle, I suppose, but I actually want to do the horse. I'll do it like that. Okay, and then you just put your plate on there. Keep an eye on it. Don't get that nose anywhere near there if you can help it. Okay. Let's see how that worked. Let me look here. It didn't go far enough, so I'm gonna push it down again and see if I can get it to cut a bit further. I just am being real careful because I don't really want to have it too far there. It's just that little edge of the nose. That is, I need it to be cut a little bit right there, but I really can't. But what I can do is take my scissors, now that I've gotten that much done, and take your scissors and then cut around the area that you want not die cut. Okay, we're going to cut your little horse nose right out. We'll see if I need to use the die again to put in any last stitching. Okay. Now, this is where this little part goes right there. Let's see if I can do this. So if I stick his nose out, and I am not needing to cut this part at all, but I better get it out or it will cut. I'm gonna take some of this out right here. We'll do this. Okay, and then I get all that out, and then I can trim it more if I need to. So we're gonna get the little nose and the little back side out. Actually, though, that is not going to really work good enough, and I don't mind that getting cut, so I'm going to leave that tucked under. You just need to make sure your stitches are all matched up on these stitched dies, or you'll end up with a big mess. Okay, so I've got that. I'm going to cut this cardstock away. And then now I've got my horse's nose. You can kind of feel if it's in the grooves. Okay, I've got the nose out. I don't care if that part gets cut a bit. We're gonna go ahead and cut this right there. And now you've got your little horse's nose sticking out of the card a bit. Okay, very cute. I'm going to trim away my excess right there that didn't get snipped. Now, while I'm doing that, I guess I can bring that back over and we can use this to cut. I need two more. I need 2 more of this same size to do the back side. Let me get that going, and then we can finish up the card. So don't forget, there's Stampin' Up's already got stuff going. There's always a product of the month that you might be interested in, so head over there and check that out. There's new kits every month or every other month. I don't really remember. Oh, I forgot. It's time to redeem those coupons. So we did last month, we did bonus days. Or is bonus days still happening? Is this February? No, I think we're redeeming our bonus ones now. Wow, there's so many things that happen that I forget. But no, it is time to redeem them. So we get just this month to do it. So if you ordered last month in January, you have this 1 month to redeem all of those. And Stampin' Up would have sent you an email with a coupon with numbers for every $50 purchase. So if you had purchased like $150 worth of something, you would have 3 of those $5 off coupons. So that's not, you know, that'll give you free shipping for sure. So you want to make sure you've redeemed those. And now where did I put my horse? There you are. So what we want to do is put the back. These are going to make the background of that. Let's go ahead and color in first. Okay. Let me find my little cheat sheet for what I used, because I actually did not use, I used my bronze. Oops. Let me move this down. I used, let's see, where are you, bronze? Where are you? I'm not seeing you. There you are. Okay, so I used my bronze and I used some Copics, very light ones to blend that a bit. So let me see if I can find them. I used an E31 and I used a W1 and I used an E00, which actually is pretty close to one of our lightest ones. It's a little lighter. I used an E11. Where are you? Not seeing you. Maybe I ran out of that one. If I need ivory, I can use ivory, because a lot of times ivory will work as well. So we'll see what we get with these. Oh, there it is, E11. No, ivory would not have worked. Okay, so what I'm going to do is use these. Let me get a scrap since I'm kind of going to have to go off of the... Okay, bronze, to get all of the brown, you know, the darkest part of this horse. We want to make sure we leave his little nose white. So I went pretty high there, but I think I'll be okay. And we'll do that. He does not have a bridle on. Okay, good. I thought for a minute, but I saw that. I thought he had a bridle on, but he does kind of look like he has a bridle on. I'm a little confused by that. Okay, so I'll just do that. Let's do a little bit of the saddle, but not much. I can come back in with the darker pen if I need to. So mainly you want to just go from darker to light, but we'll see. So this is E11. Let me see if that really is going to blend good. Pretty good, actually. It's a little bit pinky. Let's try E31. Oh yeah, that's better. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just color him in, and then I'm going to work the color from there, because I don't want to take a long time here. And he does have a bridle, because there's a part of it right there. I'm going to leave it a little bit lighter around his eye. Okay, this is pretty good coloring. I'm going to go ahead and just do my saddle mostly with this. And then we'll fill it in as I need to. Okay, we've got W1 is just going to kind of cool it down a bit. So it's not got quite the yellowed tones. I see there, I'm glad that's not going to show. Okay, we're going to use that. And we'll use the bronze again with this bullet tip to kind of darken up areas I need darkened. Like there. There. Okay. All right, and that is about it. It's not too hard to get him colored. He's pretty cute and forgiving. Your pencils would work really good if you wanted to use some colored pencils. That might work better. If you are a watercolorer, a watercolor would look so awesome. But you kind of have to know what you're doing with that. And I just don't. I never am as satisfied as just using my pens. Now, somebody said that some of the pens weren't available right now. I don't know. I think there was a sale or something, and that might have messed up the, availability of some things. But please don't ever let that be a distraction for you, because it will be back. So just keep persevering. It'll be back. All right. Get that blended in a little bit where I've got my little rough edges from the bronze. And then that just gives me a little bit more dimension in that, saddle. All right, I like it. It's nice. I didn't do the bridle. I guess I probably should. I'm afraid to do it with my pen. I think I'm going to just use a marker for that. And markers are still available, I think, on the last chance list. I would sure get in there and use them if you, get them. They're probably marked down, and they're really quite nice to have. This is actually chocolate. It's an old one, so it's got that really super fine tip. And if you have any little fine detail you want to get to, it works great. There you go. All right. So that's all the coloring I'm doing. That was easy. And then this part is done. We're going to cut these and get them glued. And we're going to be all set. I do like the rusty color I got on this. I must have added some Cajun craze or something to that. Now check your labels and see if one is a little nicer than the other. Mine are the same. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut this one in half that way. And then in this one, I'll cut it in half the other way. Now instead of cutting in the middle of the circle, if you don't want to do that, you can cut here and make it work. But I'm going to just go ahead and cut it here. It's a little easier, actually, just to cut it in the middle both ways. And then I'm going to turn this over. And I think because I did that, I'm going to put these on first because I can see it for one thing, and then the edges won't be cut. And then these we'll put last because this edge I don't want to show as cut either. All right, so it doesn't really matter. I could have done it this way first and then done this. But like I'm saying right now, if I did do that, you're going to see some of this edge and it's cut and it's just not going to look as good. So I'm going to go this direction. Now let's take the glue. It'll glue really fast, but if you like tape, that will work. I'm only going to glue a little bit here. Excuse me. Because I need to make sure I'm not doing it too much. And I only want a little bit of the edge showing. It doesn't need to be a lot. Excuse me. I'm going to have to get some more water. Jeff is substitute teaching today, and I don't know how he's been managing to do it with this cold. Okay, let's see. Where do I need this? This is going off of the label. Some. So I actually need it like right there. So I'm going to be really careful here. Because it is off the label and it's not off the label. It's like off the label off of my white, but it ended up not being off the label for the dark. That's just because I positioned it kind of wrong when I stamped my horse. Oh well. It still is looking really good. All right, and then this bit, I don't need to have a lot showing, just some. I actually use this technique quite a bit because I tend to like to do a nice border. I make a lot of cards, I think, that are just 2 colors. So this gets your 2 colors in really well. I'm going to tuck in a little more glue right there. Make sure I've got this positioned correctly. Let's go in there. Okay. And there we go. Now it's got my 4 colors going. Now if you want the corners to match perfectly, then you're going to need to take your little scissors and just trim that corner up. It's not going to be as perfect as if it was, you know, with the die. See, like this one's off a bit. I don't know what I did, but I got it off a bit. So I'm going to have a harder time really making that match, but that's okay. It's close enough. And then this is going right here. If you want anything hanging off of it, this would be a good time to do that. It'd be very cute to have anything like a rope hanging off. But I was doing that fat ribbon. I really like that fat ribbon. It was cute. I wonder if I still have a bunch. I think I bought a ton of it. There is another one we have that's almost as nice. Let's get it. This was on sale for a while, and it's braided. It's really pretty. Let's go ahead and stick this on here, because I don't really need the ribbon under it. One there and there. So you'll need your dimensionals. If you're getting a kit for the first time and you're not really sure what to get and you're starting, you don't have a ton of things, make sure you take an assessment of what you have. And you need white cardstock for sure. Okay, you need white cardstock and black ink pad. Unless you have a lot of money to spend later, you will want to start with 2 colored pads, just 2 that are going to coordinate really well together. If you can afford to buy one whole a collection and you're not sure what colors and you want a few, then just get one of the collections like subtles or regals or neutrals. I would do neutrals myself for starters, but it can be not as much fun. If you think you're not going to be getting more for a while, you probably would want to do, you know, something else. All right, let's see here. You would probably have scissors and glue that you could use at least at first, and then later you can decide. I think I'm gonna double wrap this because I made it pretty long. I bet you I can do that. Because if I need to just tie a knot, I can do that too. There we go. Oops. Get you back up there. All right. You can see I cut myself. I'm constantly doing stuff like that. I have no idea how I even did that. But it's healing nicely. All right, there we go. Do you ever get scratches on the back of your... We old ladies, this is what happens, I think, to many of us. You get scratches or something on the back of your hand. You have no idea where it came from, but it's bleeding. Suddenly you realize, I'm bleeding. And I have no idea how it happened or anything because my skin is so thin and soft. Jeff says, oh man, your skin, your old lady skin is really soft. It's like, yeah, I know. It's why it gets cut really easy. I have to be careful about what towels I use to towel off with in the shower. I've ruined my skin on my face because I rubbed too hard because I was just getting a nice little massage with my towel and now I've rubbed a raw spot. Pretty funny. All the things that happen that you have no clue about because they're actually pretty small things. All right, so that is almost done. The only thing that you need, other than the base card, of course, I'd have to cut 5 1/2 and do all of that. And I might as well do it because Jeff's not home yet. I don't think today he's out of town. He's in I think he's in Little Ash Grove today. Ash Grove is a really cute little town here in Missouri. I love Little Ash Grove. Okay, so we're going to cut this at 5 1/2. I could do it. This one's a position I can actually go 4 1/4 on. So we'll go 4 1/4 and score it at 5 1/2. And then we'll glue it on this way. That'll be kind of nice for a change of pace. And then I'll put on those embellishments and we'll be all set. It's so pretty. I love that rope. The other thing I like about it is that it is nice and flat. If you're gonna do it like this, you don't have to. You can do this differently so you're not wasting all of this rope on the back. And I used to do that when I was starting and I wanted to be careful because I was still buying a lot of supplies. And now I just don't buy as much, so I can be a bit more wasteful. But anyway, there is a way to do that. Now there's a couple of demonstrators out there who have little craft tips that are excellent. And I keep an eye on those. I learn things still all the time about how to do something that I always think, wow, how come I didn't know how to do that? I can't believe I've been doing it this other way all these years, and this is actually a better way. Now, I used the pressed flower motifs. They were metallic because this is up pretty high, but my ribbon that I used on this one is like super fat. So I know I'm going to have to mail this in an envelope that's going to go higher postage that I'll have to take in and have them mail because it'll never get anywhere otherwise. So I went ahead, I don't even see them on here. I did it on another card. I went ahead and did these. They're a little heavy, but these are really nice too. These are streaked dots, and I think these are still in. Very pretty. They're very pretty color. So I think these would look really nice here. What do you think? Down here. How about one here? We'll put one here. We'll put one here. Let's see what we want to do. I'm not sure. I'm not real sure. Yeah, one right here. You can get carried away so easy with these dots. That is the one trouble. And there's really only 2 sizes on this one. So my rule is 3 at minimum. But sometimes I go a little more crazy. And then I'm usually sorry I did. Like that lost the little adhesive. I didn't scrape it off. So I'm going to stick you back on here where that is and try again to make sure I get the adhesive off as well. Okay, so you are on there, I think. Let's see. Yep, there you are. Gotcha. Okay, I think that's okay. It could be too much, but I still like it. And that is the card. And I made it without coughing. Too much. I'm sure it was distracting, but not too terrible. And I think that's it, because I don't think... I told you to redeem your coupons. I told you to join. I think I told you everything you needed to know. And the set is called Unbridled Beauty. It's really beautiful. If you like horses, I'll bet you already have Let It Ride or something else. So that is a very good one. All right, we're going to turn it back up. And I am here, runny nose, little snot nose kid, but I'm here. You have a wonderful day. Hope it's a sunshiny, lovely day. And this is what you will see in my newsletter next week. Have a great week. Get your Valentine's things done, because we only have a few days, don't we? And hopefully you'll have a great weekend. Ours is going to be raining on Saturday a little bit, not probably a lot, but even if it does, that's okay. Planning on going out to eat. I ate too much today to do it, but I'll make up for it, I promise. I'll see you later. Bye.